Welcome to another adventure in real estate. I'm Steve Furrow with the Kingery team at Mountain to Lake Realty, and today we have Miss Kathryn Polk. Hello, Kathryn.
Hello.
How are you today?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing well. And Kathryn, I'm pretty excited about today because we are on location here at Atlantic Bay's office at Westlake. Is that right?
We're in Westlake. We're right across the street from Kroger and right next to CVS.
All right. Well, we're excited to be here in the office today. And you have a very nice office, by the way.
Thank you very much.
But we're going to talk a little bit about maybe some challenges that, as someone, a client that's coming to you that's interested in purchasing a home, what would you say maybe would be a challenge for them if you're going to need some information from them, right?
Yeah, yes.
And at times maybe a lot of information.
Yep.
And so, what would you say? From the standpoint of if I'm coming in as a perspective, I'm interested in buying a home, what would you say is one of the challenges that I might have that you're going to give me? What would you say?
So the number one thing that we see that we spend the most amount of time on, I would say, is just bank statements. For some clients, it's no big deal. I mean, they may have $80,000 in their checking account or savings account. We submit that, not a problem. I have other clients that want 100% financing, or they almost have the money and we're asking them, we need your bank statements. We might need 1 month, we might need 2. But there are some little errors that we'll see when they come in, like missing pages. I mean, it's simple, but we have to have like all the pages on the bank statement. It has to be clear images because we actually submit that to the file. But there are different things that we look for when it comes to bank statements that the underwriter's looking for. And some of the ones, the most important one I would say they're looking to see, is there any other debts out there? So yes, we do pull credit, but what if we see this monthly payment that it just keeps occurring, and we would question you, okay, what is this payment for? And you're like, oh, that's right, my neighbor, I owe him like $200 a month or something like that. When we're getting back down to maybe the 100% financing, like Virginia Housing or USDA, there are certain qualifying measures to make sure that you qualify for this. So they want to make sure you don't have other assets out there. Maybe you've got a 401k with $100,000 in it, and it's like, oh, okay, well, on your bank statement, we're seeing that you get a monthly income from this extra outside source. So we're looking at the debts, we're looking at unstable income. If you're self-employed, does what you're telling me, does it support it? So if you're telling me you make $200,000 a year and we're seeing like no deposits in the bank account, that could be an issue. It's quite a bit. Want to make sure, is there enough funds to close? So is it going to, there's gifts and all kinds of things, but if you're telling us that you have the money in your account, we want to make sure it's there. There's no overdrafts. And there's ways to work around things. We'll see large deposits. That's a fun one. Yeah, a $20,000 deposit came in. Well, where did that come from? Sure. So if you sold a car, no big deal. We just need documentation for it. But it is, I would say, one of the most frustrating pieces when we're lending for the borrower to keep asking them questions. They're like, Kathryn, you asked us up front, what do you need? But when we see these little things, it can get into a little rabbit hole.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And you were telling me earlier about like cash apps. Is that something that's kind of come up here?
Yeah, in this new world we're in, I'm seeing more things on statements that, last month I didn't know what Cash App is, and some of you guys might be laughing at me, but yeah, there's cash apps that we'll see that I guess clients are using, and it's another way to do transactions. So if you forget your debit card, you can go on this Cash App and spend, buy gas, or if somebody wants to buy you lunch or bring in money to you, you'll see all this stuff on this statement. So,
well, yes. I bring it up only because it was a new term to me. So this morning, so that's why you're telling me about it. I was like, huh?
Yeah, and then there's Coinbase. That's another, that's like another way that you can save up money. But recently we had a challenge. There's these online companies that will ask for statements, and when we ask them for it, they might tell us, okay, your February statement will be here on March 15th, which is kind of odd. And then it comes to March 15th and it's not there. You call them, they can't get it. there was a message from higher up. I mean, it's weird.
Okay.
So it's nice to do business locally with your local banks and lenders and realtors.
Now, Cash Apps aside, I mean, if I come in as a prospective home buyer and we're looking for a loan from you, the bank statements, that's going to be one of the first things you're going to ask for, really, and that you're looking at two
1 or 2 months.
Okay.
And actually, believe it or not, sometimes we don't need a bank statement. Let's just say you're selling your home, and the net proceeds is going to cover the amount you need to buy the house. So there are times we don't even need bank statements. But I just wanted to bring this up because it can be frustrating for clients, and I like to be upfront when people are coming to us. I don't want them to think it's going to be a breeze, and sometimes it totally is, but I don't want to catch people off guard.
Well, and this is a major investment for most people.
Yep.
And so from that standpoint, having to put a little effort into being able to make this work shouldn't be an unreasonable expectation, I wouldn't think.
Correct. And my advice to everyone is just save as much as you can and limit careless spending.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, can't get any simpler than that. So one more time, you said
save as much as you can.
Save as much as you can.
And limit careless spending.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, Kathryn, we appreciate you joining us today on this adventure in real estate.
Thanks, Steve.
It's always a pleasure having you. Well, guys, we're going to let that wrap things up. We look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, take care.